Hello everybody, this is Paul Jasmine Gonzalez. This is Tuesday, December 14, 2021. It's another edition of Morning Thoughts while I drive to work. I am running late today. I realized that one of my biggest flaws for me is like being on time in the morning to work. And the reason that it happens is because I wake up, I do stretches. Waking up for me is rough. Like, I know that there's people that have a lot of energy in the morning when they wake up and they're excited about starting a day. Not me. Waking up for me is rough. Like seriously rough. Like, I feel like crap. I have to do my stretches so I don't feel sore the rest of the day. And because I've been sickish the past few days, it's just like, ugh. It's way worse. So I do my stretches, then I shower, and I count that I will not have an IBS attack most of the mornings, because if that happens, then my things are going to get delayed. Thank you. And then I have to, after I shower, I prepare myself breakfast, because I work in a retail store. I cannot be eating food in my desk, or like I used to work when I was working for the state. I would make it to the state and I would get a breakfast during my break, and then I'll be doing work and eating at the same time. But I can't do that in the store, so I have to eat breakfast before I leave my apartment for my morning commute. And I drive a manual transmission car, so sometimes drinking coffee is a bit difficult, because I'm doing multiple things with my car, like shifting and all that kind of stuff, especially when there's a lot of traffic, like shifting. And don't get me wrong, I love this car. It's great in gas mileage, but like when you try to factor the fact that I want to be drinking coffee, but there's somebody that is getting in the way, I have to downshift. But I've been driving manual transmission cars since I was 14. That's when my dad started teaching me. When I went to college, my first car was manual transmission car. It was a 4-speed, 4 gears only. Though I always felt that you needed a 5th gear. So I've learned ways of being able to deal with the fact that, I gotta do multiple things in the car while I'm driving. It's quite hilarious, and risky too. But yeah, I don't have time to be eating in my car. So I always try to eat before I go to work, because I know that I will not have time to eat any other way. If I work in manufacturing, same thing. And it's easy to say, wake up earlier. I cannot wake up earlier. My body is not designed to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. I wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning and I feel like garbage. Anything earlier than that is a pain in the neck for me. And so I admit it. I am not a morning person. And it's okay to not be a morning person. Like, I stopped criticizing myself for like, oh my gosh, I'm a bad person for not waking up so early. You know what? I realize this. I'm not a morning person. That's it. I am not a morning person, and it's okay to be me. I'm sure. It's just that the world is not designed for people like me, pretty much. In the morning, when I was younger, my mom will take care of like preparing breakfast. She will be the first one waking up. She will be doing everything she could to wake me up in the morning, because I couldn't wake up in the morning, like, to go to school. So yeah, I had that problem when I was younger, So I was lucky that my mom was the one doing the cooking for breakfast and all the kind of stuff while I was showering and getting dressed. And now I realized it's like my mom used to do a lot for me, But as I've gotten an adult now, and I live alone, away from my parents. My parents live in Puerto Rico. I'm the only one crazy enough living here in Troy, New York, where there's winter, it's harsh, there's a lot of snow. But now it's on my own for me to be up, and I am never a morning person. Like, I admit it. I hate it when I had to put a schedule with open availability in the morning, and it was schedule me sometimes at Home Depot at 6 a.m. at 5:45 in the morning to be at work. I was like, damn, I hated that. I totally hated that. It's like, that was when I was a cashier at Home Depot. But now it's like it's 9 o'clock, and 9 o'clock is not that bad. But like, I've been trying to wake up a little bit earlier than 7 o'clock, and the past few days I've been failing because I haven't gotten enough sleep at night. And even last night, I had a little bit of an episode of insomnia. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to go take cold medicine because I was coughing. So I went back to sleep. But yeah, the previous night I went to. Last night I had an episode of insomnia, but the previous night I went to. Somehow my body, I couldn't fall asleep, and ended up like up late until like 2 a.m. in the morning, and then I woke up like 6:30 in the morning. And then last night I arrived to my apartment. It's like, oh, I'm going to build a bookcase. I finished building a bookcase, cooked dinner, and I'm like, oh, I need to get to sleep. And by the time I went to sleep, it was already like 11 o'clock. And then today I remembered that I need to make a payment for my car, and I cannot wait more. So I made the payment for my car before I spend the money on anything else. Because otherwise I may forget about that. And so I'm late because I decided to make a payment on my car. And there's a little bit of traffic now too, so I'm like stressing out at this point. Other part of me is like, eh. And I get it, yes, I need to be on time because somebody depends on me and yada yada. I get it, I get that, I understand that. It's a flaw. It's a flaw when I'm constantly, lately it's been constantly, almost every day that I've been arriving at 30 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes late work. It's a bad flaw. But I admit the flaw, In a world where I would prefer to work, like be flexible with my work, or the hours that I work and all that kind of stuff, where you're earning a salary, maybe that is not as important, Because when you're earning a salary, when you work hourly, it depends on the number of hours you work. When you have a salary, it doesn't depend on the hours that you work. A salary, you get your salary regardless if you work 5 hours or 3 hours. It's a salary, You get a certain amount of, you should be getting a certain amount of money every day. If you are counting your hours, the hours that you work, to get a salary every time, then that becomes an hourly job. There's a distinction, and I think that was one of the things that I noticed when I was working for the state, that they make you feel the amount of time that you were working, and I feel like, wait a second, if you're getting paid a salary, it shouldn't matter how many hours you work. You're getting paid a salary. It's not an hourly job, You just get paid a salary regardless if you work like. So pretty much you are constantly on the clock. You're just getting paid a salary. That's it. And I don't think people may do that. Salary is different from hourly. When you are hourly, you start earning money when you clock in. Like right now, I'm not getting paid right now for a commute. I don't get paid for that, Which is why I personally hate long morning commutes, because like, you're not getting paid for that. I'm not getting paid for the commute. I'm not getting paid for the job. So like, why do I want to travel an hour to go to work? I drive my line for commute at 30 minutes. Mostly because I don't want to be in my car an hour, because that means I will probably have to wake up like 3 hours to be able to make it to work, and spend 1 hour of my life in the car driving just to make it to work. And so the 30 minutes to me is the maximum. If a job is too far away for an hour, I just can't. Honestly, I can't. Especially with IBS, I can be in traffic for an hour to get to work. Because if I have an IBS attack, there better be a bathroom nearby or I'm going to die. And That's probably why I don't like long commutes to work because of that, of the IBS, my IBS problems, you know. And used to be a time when I was taking, because as a trans woman, they give you sometimes part of the medications that they give you to take for the hormone replacement therapy. It's estrogen, but also they give you, some doctors give you spironolactone, and spironolactone is a diuretic. And I drink coffee, which is also diuretic. So coffee plus spironolactone, it means that I'm peeing almost constantly. So a 1 hour commute for me is not very easy because I had to pee. So I needed to also, I would need places where I can stop by, just to stop by and use the bathroom and pee. And even going to restaurant shows back when I was on spironolactone, like I had to make like a couple of rest stops along the way, you know. It's like, oh yeah, I'm done peeing. No, just stop again. Oh jeez. So definitely for me, a longer commute is not something that I want to deal with when it comes to a job. And this job is like 30 minutes on a good day where there's no traffic whatsoever. It's about 30 minutes. It's not that bad, but it's still a commute, and that's also something that I have to factor in because I don't know what's going to happen on the road. You know, each hour in the morning I'm just like focusing on like getting myself ready, getting my breakfast, and then when I hit the road, like things can happen. Oh, an accident. Oh, this. Like, which is one of the things. It's easy to say, oh, wake up early. Well, I woke up with enough time. I should have had it. Technically, I should have enough time to make it to work, but it was not in my hands when I hit the road and came to find that there was an accident. Nobody told me about it. I sometimes don't listen to local news, don't listen to the radio in the morning, so yeah. So those are things that happen sometimes on the go. And the problem is, like, if I'm running a little bit late, I'm going to be too late if there's an accident or something like that. So I know that I'm late. I know that I'm going to arrive late. I know that I will have to deal with the consequences. And I know that at some point or another, I'm going to have to deal with these consequences because arriving late is bad. At the same time, it's like, it's not a reflection of how smart I am or things like that. So it's like, to me, it's just a bad character flaw. That's why it is, you know. Does it mean that I care about my job? I do care about my job to an extent. I like to do my job properly. I like to do my job correctly. Make sure that I find the items that the customer order. You know, make sure that if they're chilled, that they're chilled as soon as I finish the pick walk, so that way they don't get damaged. You know, because food getting damaged is bad, and giving a customer a food that may be almost like begin to degrade is not good. But also I want to reduce food waste. So I do care to an extent about my job, you know. Do I care about? I understand that that it's a business and they need people in there to work, but at the same time, it's like a part of me knows that this is not who I am. Like it's like, oh, it's retail. And I think it's also part because we have, as a society, we have dehumanized retail work. We have made it look like, oh, it's something that a high school kid can do. If you want something better, get another job. So maybe also that's why I feel like I'm like, eh. I mean, considering that I also have a lot of education, I have a degree in engineering, so it's just a job. It doesn't give me, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't take away my education or anything. It's just a way of like me, well, I need to show that I care and make on time, you know, because people look at that, management cares about that, you know. If I was a manager, I would be more concerned. I think I like the new approach when it comes to like results-oriented work. If like in engineering, when you are designing something, what is the ultimate goal? That the design is done. That's the ultimate goal. That's the result. There has to be a design, and it has to be a good design that is not going to fail when you build it. So to me, it doesn't matter how many hours you work. It doesn't matter if I arrive to a job, or if somebody will arrive to a job at 10 a.m. in the morning. As soon as they do their task and they complete their task and the project is done, but who cares, Like, did it get done? Yes. Was it a good project? Did it work? Is the design good? Yes. Then that's it. I really don't care about anything else. Don't care if that person decided to work one day and had the design done in one day, or whether it took them a week. As long as it's done properly and it's a good design, that's all that should matter, honestly. Like, seriously. Like, now, me working an hourly job is different because we get things that we have to be doing all the time, and when hourly jobs, they are designed to keep people busy all the time, moving and doing something. You need to be doing something to earn your money. You cannot just be standing there doing nothing. You have to be doing something to be able to get paid. Otherwise, it's not work. You're not working if you're just standing there doing nothing. I mean, something that can be debatable. But that's how they see hourly jobs. You have to be doing something, You need to be doing something. Customers, oh, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. It doesn't matter what it is, but you need to be doing something to get their money. That's how we see our jobs in our society. You always need to be doing something, or you don't get paid. I mean, as a cashier, well, catch up people, but when you're not like the one people, you have to be straightening out the items, organizing the shelves that have the candy or the soda, front facing it, making sure it looks pretty, looking forward, clean up the register, sweep, returns, this and that, and sometimes they will put you to do other tasks that's needed because also there needed to be other tasks, They have to justify paying you pretty much, Salary not necessary. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like you have to be doing something to earn a salary, So yeah, so that's what I feel about hourly jobs. And honestly, I do feel bad for being late because I don't like being late, honestly. But at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. And then I have to deal with the drama that will be happening today. So part of me is like, I'm not looking forward to today. Even though I want to be early today, it's like, why? Why do I want to be early? There's going to be drama. There's going to be this, that, something else going to go wrong today, most likely, as usually happens. So like, yeah, I am not looking forward to today. So I think it's part of like me trying to avoid dealing with like the drama or the things that happen that prevent. Because you try the days that I've been arriving on time, there's no TC, so I spent like about an hour pretty much like just doing reach-ups, which is something that we have to do. I get it, we have to do reach-ups, put things back in place so somebody else can find them. But it's not that exciting. Not as exciting as what I was reading yesterday, which was about spectroscopy, which is a process that we use to identify materials or components in a chemical mixture. See, I'm a geek. And I like science, and I wish I could be working in science, but I'm not. So, yeah. But in the end, here's my thing. I know I'm late. I recognize it. It's my flaw. I admit it, and I'm late. and I admit it, and I accept the fact that I'm late, and I will have to deal with consequences at some point or another. That's the thing. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to figure out a way to be on time. Like I began waking up at 6:30 in the morning, but sometimes I get distracted looking for jobs, or I'm not like, or I kind of like need more sleep, and yeah. So I think I need to probably wake up a little bit earlier, so I have my commute. I can focus on the commute, and I have enough time to make it to work without having to be bothered by anything else. I'm going to start waking up early again. When I was pet sitting, I didn't make it too late to work. I was up by 6 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, I swear it's not COVID. I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I will be work on time. So I think I may have to go back to 6 o'clock in the morning. As much as I hate waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I will have to. So to me, it's brutal to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I admit it. Because I'm up to 11 or 10 or times like that. Okay, that one stopped right there. All right. So yeah, like there's to me, it's waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's a little bit rough for me. So I don't know how I feel about waking up at 6 o'clock. 6:30 might be ideal. That may give me an extra half an hour, but yeah, I have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning. So I'm sleeping like an average of like, if I go to bed at 11, that's about 7 hours that I'm sleeping. Because it's 12 to 6, it's 6 hours. 11 o'clock, it's 11 to 6, so it's 7 hours that I'm sleeping daily. Should be enough time to sleep, assuming that I can get to sleep at 11 o'clock at night. And assuming that I have, I had to deal with an episode of insomnia. Insomnia is a thing. But yeah, I need to start making on time to work, or I'm going to get fired, and I cannot afford to lose this job. Why you got fired? Oh, I have to work like most of the time. But I admit it, like it's a flaw, and I need to do something about it. So this video is my accountability video of the day. And I hope I can surpass this stupid cold today or tomorrow, because like it's been almost a week that I've been kind of sick, and I hate it. I haven't been able to go to a gym. I don't think I'm going to go to wrestling practice tomorrow, and I have an interview tomorrow, and I don't want to sound like this, honestly. But anyway, that's all I got for now. Peace out, everybody. Stay safe.